Here we go. Today is the 1 year review of this truck, so I figured I'd start right where we originally introduced it to the channel. That's when I'm going to put the little donuts in there, little swirlies that we did the first day of owning the truck. Anyway, so we are over 20,000 miles already. It's been used a whole lot more than what we ever expected. Anybody that's been with the channel for a while, I've had F-250s, 350s, Chevy 2500, had a lot of big massive trucks. And this thing has superseded every single one of them. Other than I can't pull a house off its foundation with this because of where it's a smaller truck, I've used this thing more than all those big diesel trucks combined. Granted, I'm lucky, I'm not towing big work equipment or anything, so I don't need a big diesel truck. And this thing has done amazing so far. So just gonna go over a few of the things that I know some people, hey, how was your first year driving everything? I get asked all the time, so we're gonna make a video on it. So starting with some of their more aggressive tires that the Tremor comes with. It's at 21,000 miles. Other than I do need to go ahead and rotate them again, they are doing pretty well for an aggressive all-terrain tire. And the truck looks all nice and pretty and shiny right now, but at the end of the day, this thing honestly gets detailed maybe once every few months, maybe. So it's not a glory truck. It doesn't just go back and forth to work. We've actually used the daylights out of this thing. Here's one quick, easy way to show that it doesn't get detailed the way that it really deserves to be detailed for how expensive these things are these days. But engine bay's never been touched other than I swapped out the air filter and oil changes. But that's after being out here on the farm and everything. I mean, it needs a good clean. So I've done the bare minimum on detailing this thing. The inside only looks good because I cleaned it for the first time this year. Conditioned the leather seats and everything. Seats have only been conditioned twice while I've owned the truck. And I finally did it again because it was overdue. Rock chips and everything. Truck's held up great. And I did let a buddy borrow this for towing a car all the way from Georgia all the way back up here to Tennessee. And he accidentally reset my trip meter that I had set from the first miles that was ever put on the truck. And it was at like 16.7 before we went on that trip. So with towing, highway, interstate, in town, driving around here on the land and everything, I'd say I'm still sitting about 16.5 overall, just due to his trip towing with the trailer and the car. He did drop down to about 13.5 miles to the gallon for that. So this is the best I've detailed it. If the lady wants to get in there, you see that everything is still holding up amazing. It's actually pretty tough leather. There's been mud on almost every single inch of this truck at some point in time, including the interior. So if we jump over here to the back, it's held up great. This part right here still looks brand new after just cleaning it off. And that has had my 4-year-old's feet on it for some of the road trips, about 8-9 hours a day. Just him beating the crap out of it with dirty shoes from running out here in Tennessee's red clay. And the seat, I didn't put this on there until probably about 1,000 miles ago. I just forgot to. And the seat underneath still looks absolutely good because I know it bothers a lot of people. You got car seats, you gotta put the big indention in there. Never did anything to the seat, or the indentions are now gone. So the seat reformed back to how it should be. Then these things right here, greatest lifesaver on these Tremors right here. It's the Raptor steps, and other than the tire shot being over the truck, we are always throwing red clay all over this thing from whenever it rains. We still got to finish our driveway and pave it, but we have to wait till the barnuminium is done so that they don't ruin our driveway. So right now it's still gravel, and the red clay does get washed out across the gravel here and there, but this is absolutely safe. No rock chips going all the way down the truck, which I would never replace these with the power amp steps just due to it saves your paint so much. That is one thing I'm I'm loving about it. Truck's cleaned up great. I mean, usually the whole inner wheel well here, the frame and everything is coated in mud. Still cleans up amazing. The hardest thing to clean on this thing, just cleaning wise, is the exhaust right here. With whatever type of black paint they put on it, you have to legitimately scrub the daylights out of these to get them clean. But I don't have time for that. As you can tell, it's a regular work truck. Bed's full of stuff, dirt everywhere. So the truck is legitimately used. I know there's people that will use their truck a whole lot more than me, but for the people that are buying F-150s or new trucks these days that doesn't actually have a business of hauling equipment or working out of their truck, I say I'm in the top 85% of people that use this for an actual truck. And even my wife's side cleans up halfway decent. Like, I didn't shine all the plastic and everything, and I did immediately put these mats in there with the stock ones under it just to keep all that clean, because my wife likes to kick her feet up, use the dash a little bit with her muddy boots. Yeah. And then, I mean, this is all my wife's paperwork. I don't know how her paperwork ends up staying in my truck, because I'll never use her paperwork, so I don't know how that ends up over here.
I got a question.
Huh. Oh yeah, no, my daughter likes to make this spot dirty too. Is that what you're asking about?
Oh no.
Oh, you're seeing that even though my daughter spilled all of her food because the kid's always eating the truck, yeah, the seat's holding up really good, and all that good stuff. Yeah, okay, fine. I know what you're talking about. This stuff right here. Why are these in here? Why did we have to blow the dust off those? Well, that'll be another video, because that is actually happening tomorrow, why all this stuff's in the truck. Man. And just real quick, I know this isn't part of the truck, but this is the greatest thing that they ever came out with. From back when I used to race motorcycles, you had to wear sunglasses underneath. And that was just annoying. Greatest thing that they ever came out with. Because legally, you can't ride with a tinted shield in Tennessee. I don't know about all the other states, but I used to always ride with a tinted shield. Then I had a few friends start actually getting pulled over at nighttime. So that's a good upgrade for my car. Greatly appreciated. Then, hold on, Mrs. Sweetheart.
She answered for you.
Oh, and now you are able to get these in the big Coyote 5.0. It was only available in the 3.5 Eco Boom twin turbo whenever we got, but that's the engine we love, and I'm staying with it. Unless we buy a Mustang, then I'll go to the Coyote, which my wife says is the next car. Because we have the 3.0 in hers, twin turbo, love it, and she has finally given me the thumbs up to start building, because she needs a new air filter. $30, $40 air filter turns into a car build. I like it. Then, I don't know how much this stuff does help. Stock tint on the back. I used to tint windows, so I immediately threw 15% on the front just to match it with the back. And I'm sure that does help a whole lot with the leather not cracking and everything. I'm sure it helps a ton. Keeps some of the heat out of there. There's some from just beating in down on it really hard. But there goes one of the four-wheelers. Dash and everything is held up. Zero cracking, anything at all. This material is a little harder to clean. I just take a damp cloth to it, extremely lightly damp cloth to it, and just wipe down all this stuff whenever it does actually get clean. Same through here. And actually here, I can show you something from when I used to let the dogs on the truck. Don't anymore due to this specific reason. Sorry, my wife's a slow walker and I'm a fast walker. So this will tell you that the truck holds up pretty good even when your dogs are in it. But now they like chilling in the bed of the truck. But right through here, you'll see some of where their claws penetrated right through here. And 1, 2, 3, I think that's it. And I think one of them might have been from where my buddy's dog got in here too. But that holds up pretty good for dogs with extremely long claws. You like this truck, buddy? You think we're gonna keep it? I think we're gonna keep it. I know we're gonna keep it. And there is no advertisement in this, but if you do live near me in Northeast Tennessee, this bad boy, lifetime powertrain, if you go to Johnson City Ford. So that's another thing. A lot of people don't like the 3.5 twin turbo because they used to have a little tick to them straight from the factory. This one, no issues, great fuel mileage. On an interstate trip to Canada, I can get about 19 miles to the gallon, which I think is pretty good with aggressive tires. And the only thing I've figured out to do to this whatsoever, is he driving the truck now? Oh, well, looky there.
Sunscreen.
Oh, sunscreen? I like it. Yeah, but here, we probably need to take that inside and let it cool off first, or it's just gonna melt to your face. It's in the hot truck, okay?
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot, there's one other thing. Another way I found just here recently. Blows my mind, I never thought about this before. Now, I'm sure my dogs are jumping in the truck right now because I left that door open.
There's one.
There's one, but where's the little white one?
Right there.
Oh, there's. I see you trying to get in here. I see. Oh, let me move these out of the way. I gotta pop this one up. Can I pop this one up, buddy? Thank you. So I've actually started finally using this. So instead of having everything flung around in the back of the truck here, other than these helmets and jackets, because those will be gone the next day or two, all the stuff you use on a daily basis, go ahead and throw all that stuff right here on this side since his seat's in the way and he's in the truck more than his sister, so I'm not gonna put his car seat over here and have to go all the way around the truck all the time. Then the stuff I don't use as frequently, a few extra firefighter things, jumper cables and stuff on that side just in case we need it. But actually use this thing. It is amazing. I've always had it folded down and just stuff things under the seat, but then you hit the brakes, they slide right forward, the truck's a mess again. Can I go ahead and drop this? Is that okay, buddy? There we go. I guess I'm gonna have to take a pause here for a second to figure out what else, if I was wanting to know if a truck was a good truck, what else would I want to know? So with the tires, they're still in really good shape, I think, for over, I think I'm at 21,500 miles now. Don't drop it. But being that I didn't rotate them every oil change like they recommend, they do have a little bit of a bounce to them if you happen to go 75, 80 miles per hour, you know, if that's your speed limit wherever you're located. Which works out fine because speed limit here is 70, so I don't have to worry about that. But it does tend to happen, is what I've heard from other reviews. But rotate your tires more often, they'll last a whole lot longer. I've been a little lazy and let it get away from me, so the tires aren't that great. But that, I mean, if they wear out a little quicker, I guess that means it gets a little bit of a lift kit and bigger tires a little sooner. Because I did promise I would wait till these tires wore out before any height modifications to the truck. One of the best things about traveling in this truck, I totally forgot about it, is a big thing that I'm just assuming people don't realize what the Tremor is and all this extra goldish orange trim that it has going on around it. Whenever we're driving the wife's car on family trips, it's an Explorer ST, so it looks just like a cop car. So people love to get out of the way. They slow down, they move over. For some reason, this truck moves vehicles out of the way better than her car does. I don't know if they think this is some type of little light bar or something, or what's going on here, but people just jump out of the way for this truck. So if you happen to have the white version with the gold on it, they do have a light that you can actually put here now. But people just jump out of the way. It is absolutely awesome for all the road trips and everything. But that is one thing I want to tell you all. At the very end, I totally forgot about it. But for some reason, people jump out of the way for this truck better than any vehicle I've ever had, including my wife's car that looks like a cop car. And my daughter loves the package enough to where she's picking this as her first car over my wife's, which is kind of crazy because I think my wife's faster and better fuel mileage. But I hope you all enjoyed the review. Tell me if there's anything I missed down in the comments that you know that somebody's had this truck this long. I have not had any major issues whatsoever. There's a few issues right from the factory. Didn't have time to ever go get them fixed, and they fixed themselves, to be 100% honest. I don't know how that works, but I've not had an issue, and it was only with the stereo. I haven't had an issue in 9 or 10 months now. Had it the first couple months I had it, and it was just linking my phone up with it. The issue's gone away. So everything's worked out great there, but I hope you enjoyed the view. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. There we go. And make sure to hit that subscribe button for me.